You are standing in a room full of people. Nobody is attacking you. Nobody is judging you. Yet your heart starts racing, your hands feel different, your mind goes blank, and suddenly a simple conversation feels like a dangerous situation. The strange truth is this: your brain is trying to protect you from a threat that does not actually exist. Millions of people experience this. You want to speak in a meeting, but you imagine embarrassing yourself. You want to approach someone, but your mind creates hundreds of possible failures. You replay conversations after they end, analyzing every word you said and wondering if people thought badly about you. Many people believe anxiety happens because they are weak, not confident enough, or simply think too much. But that is not the real problem. The real problem is that the human brain has a powerful social threat detection system. And when this system becomes overactive, it starts treating normal social situations as survival threats. This is the psychology behind anxiety. For thousands of years, humans depended on social acceptance for survival. Our ancestors lived in groups where rejection from the tribe could mean losing protection, resources, and safety. Because of this, the brain evolved systems designed to detect social danger. Being judged by others was not just uncomfortable, it could be dangerous. One of the researchers who explored this idea was psychologist Paul Gilbert through social rank theory. He suggested that social anxiety is connected to ancient systems that helped humans understand their position inside groups. The problem is that the modern world has changed faster than our biology. Today, your brain can activate the same survival response because of a presentation, a conversation, a message left unanswered, or someone's facial expression. Your brain reacts as if social embarrassment is a physical threat. But why does this happen? Research on social anxiety disorder shows that certain brain systems become overactive. The amygdala, a region involved in detecting threats, can become highly sensitive. It starts scanning for possible danger. Are they judging me? Did I make a mistake? Do they dislike me? Another area, the insula, increases awareness of physical sensations. This is why anxious people often notice their heartbeat, sweating, shaking, or tension more intensely. The problem is not only feeling anxiety, the problem is the cycle anxiety creates. Psychologists Clark and Wells developed one of the most influential models explaining social anxiety. The cycle begins with a prediction. What if I fail? What if people notice my nervousness? Then attention shifts inward. Instead of focusing on the conversation, you start monitoring yourself. How do I look? Does my voice sound strange? Am I acting awkward? Your brain creates an imaginary image of yourself from another person's perspective. But this image is usually distorted. You feel nervous internally, so your brain assumes everyone else can see that nervousness. Then comes the next problem: safety behaviors. You avoid eye contact. You prepare every sentence before speaking. You stay quiet to avoid mistakes. These behaviors feel protective, but they actually maintain anxiety. Why? Because you never give your brain a chance to learn that the situation was safe. If you survive a conversation while avoiding eye contact, your brain says, "I survived because I avoided eye contact." It does not learn, "I was safe even without avoiding." This is why avoidance makes anxiety stronger over time. Modern life makes this even harder. Social media creates constant comparison. People see carefully edited versions of others' lives and compare them with their own private struggles. At the same time, modern society requires more social performance than ever before. Interviews, presentations, networking, online communication, and public expression. Your ancient brain is trying to protect you in an environment it was never designed for. But the good news is, the brain can change. Researchers have found that one of the most effective treatments for social anxiety is cognitive behavioral therapy, especially approaches based on exposure and changing harmful thought patterns. The goal is not to eliminate anxiety completely. The goal is to teach your brain that anxiety does not equal danger. Every time you enter a feared situation, and discover that nothing catastrophic happens, your brain updates its prediction. This process is called exposure learning. You are basically training your nervous system. So how can you start applying this? First, stop treating anxious thoughts as facts. Your brain might say, "Everyone will think I am strange." Instead ask, "What evidence do I actually have?" Second, reduce safety behaviors. If you always rehearse every sentence, try allowing some spontaneity. If you avoid conversations, start with small interactions. The goal is not to become fearless. The goal is to become someone who can act even while feeling fear. Third, shift your attention outward. Anxiety traps you inside your own mind. Focus on the person in front of you. Listen deeply. Become curious. The less you monitor yourself, the more natural you become. Overcoming anxiety is not about becoming a different person. It is about changing your relationship with your own brain. A socially anxious person often believes, "I am broken, something is wrong with me." But a better understanding is, "My brain learned a protection strategy that became too sensitive." And anything learned can be retrained. The biggest transformation happens when you stop seeing anxiety as an enemy and start seeing it as information. Fear is not always telling you to escape. Sometimes it is simply showing you where growth is waiting. Your brain is designed to adapt. Your personality is not a prison. Your past experiences do not have to control your future. The person who once avoided every social situation can become the person who confidently enters the room. Not because fear disappeared, but because courage became stronger. If you want to keep learning the psychology, neuroscience, and mental models behind personal growth, subscribe. Because growth is not about changing overnight. It is about staying in the game long enough for your brain to change,